Hey guys, it is Thursday and it's Colby here. This week's topic is going to be how to bind without a binder. I know previously it's been said to not use an ace bandage, and I highly recommend that. Don't do it, it's uncomfortable. It doesn't always stay in place either, so you'll get it, if you're a larger guy, it'll roll, and that'll just cause you issues. You'll be embarrassed. It's not worth it either. Anytime that you bind for too long or if you make it too tight, not only can it cut off your ability to breathe properly, but it can cause fluid in the long term to build up on your lungs, and that's not a good deal. We don't want to do that. Um, a couple of methods that I have heard of are duct tape, and I don't recommend that either. Not only is that worse than ace bandages, it's painful. It hurts. I don't recommend it, and that's only because I did try it once because it was all I had. But I don't recommend it. Don't do it. It hurts, and it's not very fun. If you are uh home ec inclined, if you're able to sew, one thing that you can do is you can take like a wife beater or a tank top or maybe even just an old shirt and cut off the sleeves and then just follow the seam on the side and just make it tighter. What I actually did was I took my old binder and I sewed it, kind of sewed it into a wife beater to kind of make it a little bit tighter because I noticed that it's really old. I've had it for like 4 years and I just haven't gotten a new one. So to make it tighter and make it fit better and make it more form fitting as opposed to just kind of like a sports bra type look, I sewed it into a wife beater, and that actually works pretty well. It's not too tight, but it's almost like it's brand new. I left the mesh on the back, um, and everything, the compression on the front, obviously. It works. Definitely things look a lot flatter than they actually did when I first bought it. But that's one thing you can do if you know how to sew, or if you know somebody that could possibly do that for you, to just make it a little bit tighter to make it where it fits your form a little bit better. I have noticed that since I did that, I can't wear it as long. So if I, am working a double or something like that at work, it by the end of about 10 to 12 hours, I really don't want to wear it anymore. I don't feel good wearing it. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Um, I had actually seen somebody use pantyhose. And this may sound weird, but they cut the crotch out, and that's where they put their head, and then they stuck their arms through the legs and pulled it down that way. I actually tried that. It didn't work for me, but you also got to remember I'm a bigger guy, so finding pantyhose that fit, maybe that was the issue. They may have been too small, but it was really, really uncomfortable because I was able to get into it, but I was very stiff, and it didn't feel good at all. Um, and I know that seems really weird, and if I wish I could remember where I got that from, but it worked for somebody. It worked for one person out there, and who knows, they may have been the size of a twig. Um, Another way to bind would be layering. I know that what I would do when I was in high school is I would wear two sports bras, and that would kind of give me a little bit of compression. And then I would wear a really, really tight t shirt, like a shirt that was maybe two sizes too small, and then put a shirt that was maybe one size too small, and then put on a shirt that was actually one size too big. So that way it would give the illusion that I am not as big as I look. My chest is not as big as it looks. That actually worked. It was a little uncomfortable, obviously wearing two bras, wearing three shirts. You know, Layer as you see fit in your area. Some people, if you live out in the desert, obviously don't wear 4 layers of clothing. but, wear enough to where you feel comfortable and you can do it for an extended amount of time, because that's really important. Comfort is definitely key, so you want to watch out for that. Double up on the sports bras, if that works for you, if you have enough of those. There's really not anything else that I personally have that I have tried and that has been successful for me. It's really kind of hard for me to bind and not feel awkward unless I'm wearing my binder. And, just keep in mind that when it comes to binding, your comfort is more important than your appearance. I know that none of us want to have these little masses on our chest. That doesn't make us happy, but it also doesn't necessarily define us. Make sure that when you are binding, however you're binding, that you're doing it safely and that you're doing it comfortably, because we don't want to lose anyone because they were improperly binding and then something happened and they had a heat stroke, they had fluids build up, something like that. You don't want to hurt yourself just for the sake of appearance. Stay fresh, guys, and I will see you